another sketchbook tour. This sketchbook is a little bit different than my normal sketchbooks in the sense that I built it and I found it all by myself. But also, the sketchbook was for one of my college classes. So we proposed like ideas, like this was like end of semester project. And at the time, I was really into doing sketchbooks, and I wanted to do. Originally, I wanted to do, I think, 1 week sketchbook and see if I could manage that. But then I couldn't manage that, as you can see by the title. So it ended up being 12 days, and then it was done before critique. So my professor also had mentioned titling it something. So there's a lot of words on here. I'm not going to read them all. But essentially, it's just 12 days of, and then whatever I was doing at the time, like thinking, trying, enjoying, educating, working, adding, recreating, all of the good stuff that went into the sketchbook, like listening to playlists and all that good stuff. So, anyways, the sketchbook was made almost a year ago. It's June. This was made in August last year, which is crazy because I feel like the sketchbook was done not even that long ago. But yeah, August of last year. So to start off the sketchbook, I wanted to do something about first day of school because this was done at the beginning of the semester. So I correct myself. This wasn't for a finals, I don't think. Maybe for a first project. I'm not very sure, but it was for a project in school, in art school. So I did a little drawing about me going to school with jitters, and I was like, even though I'm a senior in college, and that is totally okay. And then I did a little life drawing of my cat sitting in my lap. If I can grab the page, my goodness. I haven't opened this sketchbook in a year, in all honesty. Speaking of my cat just walked in the room. I haven't opened the sketchbook in a year, so a lot of these pages are probably going to be stuck to each other. And I've forgotten what a lot of them look like. Also, my battery is about to die, so I'm going to go change that real quick before I move on with the video. Okay, I'm back. So the next page is of like a little playlist I was listening to at the time. I still listen to these two, C4118 or C418. Sorry, I absolutely butchered that. Is the person who made the Minecraft music for the earlier versions. And then I've also been listening to Chicory, A Colorful Tale OST, because at the time I recently finished that game, and it is a beautiful game. So if you get the chance to play Chicory, please play it. Especially if you're an artist or a creative, it's beautiful. It is amazing. And yeah, at the time I was also really into doing like watercolor and all that kind of stuff because it makes the pages really nice and wrinkly. And then I just drew a little turtle. At the time I was drawing a lot of turtles. So why not draw a little turtle with a hat? And then a little colorful page of a paintbrush or watercolor brush or any kind of brush. Gooshing out some color because why not? And then some more watercolor. I'm trying to study like clovers and how I would draw clovers. And then a little dragon. This was made with Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 pastels that I still use to this day because I love them. Again, a little watercolor tester thingy majig just because I wanted to mess with watercolor. Nothing too much behind this one. And then here's where I started to draw these little goobers that you will now, from this point on, see throughout the sketchbook. And I think I drew this page first and then drew this goober inspired by this page. And then, yeah, these are some mushrooms that were in the front yard at the time. They look really pretty. This was drawn using Copic markers, actually. I haven't gone over it much on this channel, but I used to draw a lot with Copic markers, like religiously draw a lot with Copic markers. I think I have like 3 sketchbooks filled of me drawing with Copic markers. And then I stopped using them for a really long time because I got tired of them. And I took a really long break from drawing. So this was the first time I drew with them after years of not touching them. So it was kind of nice revisiting a medium that I hadn't focused on or used in a while. Yeah, see, there's another goober. And then that's like the school courtyard that I was going to at the time. I just recently graduated last month, over a month ago, which is crazy because it doesn't feel like, it feels like I graduated yesterday, essentially. But yeah, the courtyard of the art school that I was going to, and then I graduated from. And then our aunt came over and hung out with us. I think she just stopped by because she wanted to stop by. She was in the area. So I decided to draw her. And then some Stardew chickens because I started playing Stardew again. I have over 300 hours in the game. Don't judge me. I love Stardew very much. It's really relaxing, but at the same time, it gives you plenty to do so you're not like bored, if that makes sense. I don't know, but if you've played it before, you'll understand. And then a little drawing of a hat with leggies, and I think this is actually Crayola crayon, not pencil. Crayola crayon. Is it Crayola crayon? I think it is. I don't know. It's either Crayola crayon or, Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 pastel. And then I drew this because my little stinky man, who's no longer in here, in the room. I did not mean that as he died. I just mean in the room because he came in real quick. He lost a tooth. Or, well, actually, he didn't lose a tooth. I think he, like, bumped one of his front teeth onto something, and it, like, not cracked it, but it, part of it came off, so you don't see it sticking out of his mouth anymore like you do the other one. But it's still there, so I think he just bumped something or chewed something really hard. Also, I'm sorry I'm out of breath. I don't know why I keep talking and not breathing, so I apologize. And then here, I messed with some, oh gosh, what are they called? Oh, acrylic ink, like squirt bottles, and I had just used like the, I don't know, pipette mechanism to draw straight onto the paper rather than mixing it with water and then putting it onto the paper. And then some more little drawings. Um, oh, this one was drawn because our dog Lee had gotten sprayed by a skunk. And oh my gosh, the whole entire house did not smell good. It didn't smell like skunk like you would think. It smelled like burnt plastic or like something had burnt or like caught on fire. I don't know. It was really weird. We definitely did not expect it, but it was chaos and it smelled so bad. It stayed in the house for at least like 2 or 3 weeks afterward. It did not smell good. And then Lee was also still, you could smell it on him where he got sprayed. So the poor little man. Oh, and Lee, for further context, is he's a multi-poo, so he's quite a small dog. Not like itty bitty, but he's like a lap dog. So he's really tiny. So this essentially covered like, I don't know, I think he got sprayed on his chest because he was smelling the skunk or something, and then the skunk sprayed him. But he's all good now. And then this page. Oh, so sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning right now. I had experimented with some of the Gansai Tambi watercolors that I had recently gotten, as well as a Neocolor, and I think just regular watercolor that I had. I'm not very sure, but it's a mixed media page. I have just a little boot house. And then this is a little goober from Crow Country. It was a video game that my boyfriend had played for me at the time, and I had taken like a screenshot of him playing it. And this little goober is just hiding in like a cabinet or a cupboard or something like that. So I wanted to draw him, and I did. um. Oh my goodness, why am I yawning so much? My boyfriend and I also, at this time of making the sketchbook, had gotten into, I think it was, yeah, Stardew Valley at the time. Yeah, it was either Stardew Valley or it was Animal Crossing, but I think it was Stardew Valley. And we, for the life of us, could not catch a catfish because there were either no rainy days or we were not at the correct time of day to get the catfish. So I wanted to draw this just to commemorate us not being able to catch the goober. I think eventually we were able to, but at the time, the catfish was evading us. And then a little swatch page, and this day I had made my daily peanut butter jelly sandwich that I normally bring to school with me. And I took off the jelly cap, and there was a little smiley face on the jelly. So I wanted to draw the little smiley face on the jelly. And then I remember I drew this spread at school, or like made this spread at school. So it's not like normally what I do because I had very limited materials with me. But yeah, these are some arrowhead fish because I was inspired by a lesson that my professor had taught. I was taking an ancient Rome, I think art in ancient Rome or something like that class. And I think the day prior or 2 days prior, we were given arrowheads, and they look like fish if you turn them to the side. So I wanted to draw some arrowhead fish. And then a little dog. I like to think that this little dog is Lee. Or actually, I think it is Lee, because the little spots on the back. He has two little, like, beans on the back of his back, and it looks like a yin and yang symbol on the back of his back. And then I'm not very sure if this was the start of it, but at some point in this sketchbook, I realized that doing 1 week sketchbooks takes a lot of energy. So the images started to go down in quality. But I think I drew this one at school, so I'm not very sure. Yeah, it's just a little bug. Actually, I think I drew this at school because at lunch, I used to go and sit out in the hallway because I had like I think an hour break or something like that. And I saw this little like pinpoint bug just skittering around. So I drew it. And then this one I drew because our dog Lou yaps and barks and will not stop until he gets food. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Is that supposed to be Lou? I think that's Lou actually, also riffing off of the him always wanting food. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm not tired. It is literally like 1 p.m. I don't know why I'm yawning. But anyways, this is Lou mind controlling us to give him food. And then this side is when my mom made some of her delicious tortilla soup. I just had some just recently that she made, and it is always so yummy. And this one, just a little spread. I think my friends drew on this page. I can't remember. Did they? Yeah, they drew on this page. I think either one of these blades of grass is theirs and that flower is theirs. And then I decided to do like a little landscape based off of it. And then this little guy is inspired by a drawing that I have of a cat wearing some beautiful boots. Hold on, I'm trying to get off the wall. This little guy. So I wanted to draw another cat from the South wearing a fancy hat. Because why not? He looks snazzy. And then here I get back into some watercolor, simple spreads. I was inspired by an artist I was looking at the time. Her name is Misha, Misha.illustrator on Instagram. And she makes beautiful artwork, beautiful pieces. And so I was inspired by some of her spreads to do just like watercolor washes. So that's what I did here. And then this just says, finally the middle of now for the, finally in the middle, now for the second half. And I think this is at the point where I got super like art blocked and I really didn't know what to draw because I had school full time and I don't know, creativity was just not hitting in the second half. So I decided to do another little illustration with mixed media, similar to the boot that was a few pages back. Yeah, just a little house, a little mushroom house, using some watercolor, and then a little illustration of a fairy, also watercolor. This one is. And then a little traveling bug with all their trinkets in a bag. And then I think this is a badger. Maybe. It looks like a badger, so I'm going to say it's a badger. Oh, this says he gonna get you. It's not based off of my cat or anything. I think that's just a little tiger drawing that I did. Because again, I didn't really know what to do at the time. And because I really didn't know what to do at the time, I decided to try out a glue technique with watercolor where you put the glue down first, let it dry, and then you like wash over it with watercolor. And then you can kind of see the illustration come through. It's still there. I think if I did the wash darker, like right here, you can see it more in the darker areas than you can in the lighter areas. Yeah, it was interesting. Some experimentation. And then I drew a pig in a blanket because maybe that day we got donuts. I'm not very sure. And then the peppers started growing. So we were growing a small garden at that point. We're still trying to now, but it's kind of a little bit too late in the season to grow anything. And if we did grow stuff, it's all perished because it is too hot here. But last year, we grew some peppers and they were popping off. They were growing left and right. So I wanted to draw them. And then some buggies, because why not? See, there's another goober and some more mushrooms. I think these are also mushrooms from our yard. And another goober. And then this is the handmade deer that sits on top of one of my shelves in my room. So I did not know what to draw, so I looked up and I was like, hey, I'm gonna draw that deer that I haven't drawn before. So there's the deer I haven't drawn before. And some more spreads with just watercolor and pencil. And more spreads with watercolor and pencil. And some more. And then I drew this little goober. I don't know if y'all remember these guys or if y'all had these guys in your elementary schools that you went to. But we used to have these as like I don't know, mental health or like little buddies or whatever that would like help us through like tests or something. Um and I looked them up online and apparently they're called weepoles. So I drew one, and I think I have this one in like my pull-out box under my bed. That's like my memory box that I keep a lot of my what's it called? Memorabilia? Is that the right word? Um, Stuff in. So I drew this one. I remember this is a little bit gruesome, but I always took the feet off of them. The feet were always like a sticker that they just kind of like glued to the bottom. Um, their the base of their body is like a little what are they called? Pom pom, similar to a pom pom, and then they had like these googly eyes and then these glued in antennas. and I didn't like the feet, so I always took the feet off. So I'm very sorry to all the weeples who do not have feet now, because I took them off. And then I drew a cow from Switzerland because I went to Switzerland with my boyfriend last year, and it was amazing. If you get the chance, please go to Switzerland. You will not regret it whatsoever. But in the area we were staying in, they had cows. And the cows had these bells on them. And the bells are a lot different from the bells that they have in America. So in America, they have like the general cow bells that you would think of. But the cowbells in Switzerland, they sound so sweet. They sound like wind chimes. I kid you not. They were literally, like I said, the sweetest sound I've ever heard. And then a little butterfly. My noggin is very frazzled. Yeah, at this point I was done, but I had to keep chugging along. And then on this page, I did a little flower with a house. I don't really remember there being any um, reasoning behind it. And then here I tried to do a perspective drawing, but I couldn't really vision how to do it in perspective, and I did the body wrong. So it's just a little goofy drawing now. And then I can't remember what this one is. Did I just do another glue drawing? I don't know. I can't remember. Or did I do like a transfer? I might have. No, because that's this that seeped through. It might have been a glue drawing that didn't go right. Because I can kind of see some of it right here. Yeah, I think that's what that is. And in this page, I really like this one. I still really like this. Not spread, but this like page itself. The colors are really nice and soothing to me. Again, just a little spread, a little treehouse, and then on the other side is a bird with very, very long leggies. And then on this side, is a bird with very short and stubby leggies. I think at the time of drawing this, I really liked these two together. And then a little plant with a little face. Can you tell I'm really running out of ideas at this point? And then a shooting star. And on this one, I said, "Thank you, Dad, for checking on me as I finished this sketchbook." Because I was just sitting in my room for hours just thinking of what to draw. Because I would come into my room, I would sit here, and I would just draw. I think I drew like 6 spreads a day, or try to do 6 spreads a day. And yeah, he just came in checking on me as I was trying to finish the sketchbook and grind the last few pages out. And then some more watercolor spreads with a little ship and a little snail shell. Buggies, pink and green. And then for the last spread of the sketchbook, I wanted to draw the house that I've always lived in. This is my childhood house. and I wanted to just put it on paper because you never know when the last time you're going to be somewhere is. So I just wanted to commemorate the house that I've grown up in and that I've been in literally all my life. And it's all in watercolor, I think, besides for some parts that are colored pencil and obviously graphite pencil. And yeah, sketchbook was finished 9/8/24, and I started it 8/28/24. So I don't know maths right now. My voice just really cracked. I don't know maths right now. I think it was just 2 weeks that I did it. And then, yeah, that's the end. And then at the end, I always, in all my sketchbooks, have the Caran d'Ache tabs that you pull off whenever you're peeling it down, kind of like Crayola crayon. I don't know. I actually always have done this, so I put all the tabs that I pull off up there. And yeah, that's the entire sketchbook that I did for one of my courses for art school. It was definitely educating in the fact that I've learned limits and boundaries of how I work and how I operate with sketchbooks. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope you saw some spreads in here that you really liked. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, whatever you feel like doing, and I will see you in the next video.